This video is mainly for myself, but I might post it public. It's Tuesday, December 13th, 2022. Excuse the face. I have a dental infection on that side where I had covering. I'm going to do what I can to tell you as much as I can. How is there one person here when this is a private video? Fucking ridiculous. Okay. I was supposedly born November 25th, 1980. I don't think it's accurate. I do not know my birth time. And there have been questions regarding who my actual parents are. Before I was born twice. And the first time I was aborted and sacrificed. The second time I came back was in 1980. And I was poisoned through the 4 prime elements: water, air, earth, and fire. I was killed by those as well before I was 3 years old. I have been subjected to satanic ritual abuse. I have been the victim of demonic possession. I have believed in a false god. I have full memory of who I am, but I do not have access to all my memories. I was born with all of my clear abilities, my psychic abilities. I was able to start fires. I was able to make water out of air. I was able to move the weather, the wind. I was able to bloom seeds in my hand and grow plants, bring dead animals back to life, and to heal animals that were sick and damaged, people too. I'm highly telepathic. I've exhibited telekinetic abilities. I have been able to bilocate, teleportation, astral travel, astral projection, remote telekinetics, energy manipulation, um, and a lot of other things. And I have shape-shifting capacity within the human body. Before I was 3, I was killed over and over and over. I had all of my blood drained through hospital visits and ritual abuse before I was 3 years old, repeatedly. Um, I was fed insects that were living before I was 3. I was molested. I was raped before I was 4. the age of 3 in 1983, we moved from Iran to Germany. There I was abused in schools and um, by other children and entities and religious figures. I was abducted repeatedly, had my memory wiped. Um, one of the times I was abducted, they had rewired my inner systems so that everything worked backwards, and I was killed that way, brought back to life. I was born a hermaphrodite with both male and female genitalia. By the time I was 4, my blood was drained completely, and I was given blood supplements to replenish the blood in my body through artificial means. And my female reproductive organs were removed from me, and they were put in jars and cloned. All of my blood was used to clone and create other clones. Um, in 1985 to 1986, I was picked up by a ship and moved to Mars. I lived there until I was around 89, 88 years old. And then I was age regressed back to the age I was in 1985 and brought back to that time to continue my life without memory of myself in Mars. Without full memory, but you can't erase traumatic epigenetic memory. Um, I have been gifted with prophecy. I'm an oracle to the All-Father. I am bonded to planet Earth, Gaia. When I was born, my mother was shown visions of my birth by a man on a white horse, and I was shown to her by him to be a green glowing star. Yeshua, the Messiah, was on one of those ships, and he sent me down here more than once to be, in his words, mother to the world, mother to the children of the world. Before I incarnated on Earth, I was on other sides of galaxies and solar systems, mainly from areas you call the Pleiades and Venus. I have been on Earth repeatedly as emanations of Isis, Ishtar, Inanna, Joan of Arc, Mary Magdalene, or Mother Mary. My memory is a little null, little screwy. I had children, 2 boys and a girl, 3 boys and a girl, and then a really special boy. And I lived in a different aspect of planet Earth, and what I had there was removed from me by 2 men and their employer, who had manipulated everything and used me as a scapegoat so that they could take my place. I was cast into this place, and I have been here in mortal bodies, lifetime after lifetime. The most recent lifetime, I was known as Frida Kahlo. Prior to that, I was a soldier in a war. Um, my lineage comes from the line of Judah and David. I was in Egypt as Celeste, sister to Cleopatra, and one of the Arsinoes. Um, I walked with Yeshua when he walked the earth. I was there when he rose up, and I was there when he left. I had a house in the woods. I lived alone, and I died alone. And I have stayed to help the children of the world. In this lifetime since 1985, I have had nearly daily attempts in my life. I have been subjected to molestation and rape and theft, black magic, satanic ritual abuse committed by many people who are now in the industries. And some of you know them by as celebrities, scientists, politicians, etc. The organizations you know are shadows of the organizations that were supposed to be with me. Lies were committed and I was scapegoated. I apologize. I am in a lot of physical pain. After all of the abductions in Germany until 1991, when we moved to the United States due to being, from what I was told, deported. But I'm uncertain. I've never been told the truth. We moved to the United States and I was enrolled in elementary schools where I was perpetually physically abused, sexually, mentally, by teachers and students. I had my hair cut daily or weekly by the teachers because students kept putting gum in my hair in different parts every other day. Any time in my teenage years or anything, I never had my own room. I never had anything of my own. I was the eldest child, and I was receiving hand-me-downs from my two sisters, who my parents preferred over me because I wasn't supposed to be. I was, as they said, the experiment that they learned how to treat their other children better. Um, I stopped receiving Christmas presents or birthdays after the age of 7. Um, at the age of 15, I was, without choice, put into a mental institution for depression. And for 6 years, they injected me and fed me medications and brain altering drugs. What I remember is being there for 3 weeks in the facility, but that does not seem very accurate. So what happened there, I do not recall fully. Uh, I was on medications from the age of 16 until 27, 28, when nothing was working anymore. It was perpetual abuse every day. Mind you, the death threats, the attacks, molestations, rape, druggings, kidnappings, um, what do you guys call those things? Were like alien abductions, but they were done by organizations, not aliens. They continued daily. There was no day that went by where that didn't happen. At the age of 16, I was introduced to a agent handler named Frankie who manipulated my life for 2 decades and was enacting a brotherhood to continuously steal, harness, and replicate my energy, um, blood, that they would keep scratching me with things and taking that blood. Um, they would stand over my bed with knives. If I was doing dishes, they would bring dishes and hit me with them. Um, I'm 42 years old now, and I have not had a birthday party or Christmas thing since I was 7 or 8. And I cannot be too accurate because of all the many times I've had my mind memories wiped. So what I remember is what I have constantly reminded myself of as fact. I spent my 21st birthday alone while all my friends were too busy making insulting videos about me to share with people I thought were my friends. When my grandfather passed away, I think I was around 29, 30. I took off, and after my grandfather passed away, the partner I was with at the time, James, he was he committed himself into a mental institution due to his alcoholic mother and the abuse he had been through. And he was kept for about 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, he was pumped full of a drug that erased his mind, basically. And by the end of the 2 weeks, he could not remember who I was or who anybody was. So his parents took him home and helped him recover there. I was not given even a chance to say goodbye because he did not remember me. My apartment a few months after that, burned down due to another person that was staying with me, who was helping me pay rent because the apartment was left on my shoulders by Frankie and the people we had living there. They left. James left, and I was left alone. So Nick came to help, and Nick ended up burning down the apartment because he put a knife in an air conditioner while I was asleep, and the apartment exploded with me in it. I died, came back. No help was given to me to restart. I moved back to my parents' house. My parents blamed me for everything again, and I got in the car and drove to Arkansas, back to Nick. I stayed there for a month or two, and then Corey messaged me, a acquaintance of Frankie, and my parents messaged me asking for forgiveness and to do things better. So I bought a new car while I was in Arkansas, a used car for $500, a stick shift I didn't really know how to drive, and I drove myself back from Arkansas to Chicago in a stick shift with $100. And I came back home, met Corey. We moved in together 6 months after that. We bought a house a year after that. 3 or 4 years after that, he was cheating on me continuously and working with covens of witches and organizations to steal genetic material and my manifestations. And at the time, I was living as a man, and Frankie was replicating my energetic behavior and patterns, while Natalie, a person who is on YouTube, was working with the organizations to implant mental imagery in my mind. And there were others who were draining my life force and poisoning me with food, including the landlords whose names were Dee and John, I believe, in Skokie, before we moved to Lake Geneva. When we moved to Lake Geneva, Corey started working from home because I was being attacked in the house and no one was there. So he started working from home to keep an eye on things. And then he started attacking me. By 2016, he was fully possessed. His eyes literally turned black. He passed the demon on to me. I don't remember anything else that happened. The next day, I wake up and I'm unharmed, but he's covered in bruises. And he has pictures and documentation and contact with my family and organizations, and he's told everyone and everything what happened that I have no recollection of because I was drugged. A week after that, he stole everything, including my house keys, car keys, and everything else. While his mother was there, his mother is also part of the organizations, and they stole everything. I had to call the police to get back into my own house, and the police officer Gates was also a part of the organization, and he kicked me out of my own house and then walked into the house and had sex with my partner. Um, that was in 2016. I started hormone treatments that year because my body was already dying. My testosterone levels were 981 or 931 to zero estrogen as a intersex being. I was dying again. Throughout all this time, mind you, I have all these psychic abilities, all of these prophecies, oracle abilities, and connected to God in the tapestry. So I have no way to retaliate. I have no way to fight. All I can do is stay in faith because violence breaks the connection to God. Um, After I started hormone treatments and I had lost all my friends, all my family, and everything, everyone was insulting me, calling me terrible names, poisoning me. And when I was staying with my parents at the time, the people that worked at the Dunkin' Donuts and other facilities, which were great, but sometimes whenever I would receive the cups that I was drinking, there was poison in them. In the 7 months that I stayed with them in Skokie, I died roughly at least once a month through poisoning. I was not allowed any medical treatment. I was not allowed any legal assistance. And to this very day, people are stealing money from me through my bank account, through scams, through energy theft. And I am not allowed to know what's going on or to retaliate because I don't know what to do. I don't know who's who. I don't know what's what. In the 5 years I've been on YouTube with the recommendation of someone who worked at Dunkin' Donuts who said I have a lot of wisdom to share and my story would help people, I started a YouTube channel. Since starting it, I have been shadow banned, blacklisted, and had my videos copied, stolen, and plagiarized, intellectual property stolen. My apartment has been wiretapped. I am being gang stalked, and I have been a target of satanic ritual abuse perpetually for 42 years. Uh, the bank I have a bank account with knows about the thefts. They do nothing. I've contacted VENMO. They have done nothing. In the recent 3 days, I have lost another $140 through false transfers on Venmo that don't go to any bank or anything. They are simply a withdrawal of money from my account to nowhere. Allow me to show you. You see how those say a name, but here it says instant transfer to nobody. Sorry, my head hurts real bad. What else can I tell you? There are multiple YouTube channels who are perpetually attacking me, taking from me, and accusing me, calling me horrible names and insulting my appearance and the condition of my life. I have not been allowed to find any employment since 2011. In 2012, I had an ayahuasca ceremony where I was also poisoned, and I believe I was sexually molested at the ceremony. And my partner was there, and he did nothing. He watched. And I get visions every few minutes. I have been to the upper world, to the inner earth, to the underworld. I have seen the new earth. I have been in heaven and I have sat beside God. I have seen God's face. I know you say it is impossible, but I have seen it. I have been embraced by God. I know His scent. I have asked for help. I have prayed. I have meditated. I have invoked. I have manifested. I have intended. I have put effort in. I have done the shadow work. I have trusted the process. I have had faith. And it just doesn't stop. They just won't stop. It has gotten to a point where it seems like God itself is playing a game with my life to prove a point to itself. And I am tired. I cannot even trust my Creator because my Creator has allowed all this to happen. To this very moment, to this pain in my face, the sorrow in my heart, the poverty in my bank account, the decay within me, the theft and treachery all around me. And my Creator knows all this. And I am asked to believe that I am an evil person. I am the light. And I am tired of the cruelty of mankind, the lack of support, the lack of nourishment, the lack of human decency. The lack of being allowed to live while I am alive, to know what love is, what it feels like, to know what it's like to feel safe in my own home, to have my own home, to know what it's like to have a body that doesn't feel pain every minute of every day for my entire life, to know what it's like to have a friend, to know what it's like to drink clean water, to have a doctor, to know a mother's hug or a father's embrace. I have not known these things. I do not know a sister's love or a brother's care. I have never been protected by anyone other than the Most High. No one has ever stood up for me. When my sister beat me and kept kicking me in the scars of my womb a few years ago because my shoulder bumped into her as I walked out of the bathroom while she was standing in front of me blocking my path to start a fight. She pushed me through 2 doors, threw me to the floor, and started kicking me. My mother came upstairs, watched her do it, and then said, "Okay, let's go. We have to go take care of the baby downstairs." I was left there on the floor. The day after that, I died again. I woke up vomiting, covered in feces and urine, screaming, trying to breathe because they had poisoned me the night before. Someone had. Every relationship I've had, they used me and lied to me and stole from me physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. I helped them become better men, and they took from me and went off to pretend to be me in their next relationships. The way I take pictures, replicated and copied. My image and likeness, replicated and copied. My physical body damaged so that I look like a children's nightmare, so that no one believes I am who I am. While others who have the support of organizations and technology beyond comprehension utilize those things to attempt to steal what is rightfully mine through energetic replication and energetic imprint cloning. I have been made to witness all this by the Most High. I have been kept alive through all this by the Most High because I know who I am. I am from the line of David and Judah. Jesus Christ is my Father, my brother, my Son. I am maiden, mother, and crone. I am the morning star. And I am tired. These trials and tribulations for a testimonial from a God who watches all this suffering and uses it as quotes on a website have exhausted me. The lack of human decency shown towards me out of 8 billion plus people in infinite realities and dimensions of existence is traumatizing and disappointing. The amount of pain I am forced to feel every day through directed energy weapons, poisoning of my food and water and energetic field, as well as through the decay of my physical body at the hands of actual dentists and doctors who have perpetually broken and extracted teeth to cause dental structure damage, to have my blood poisoned and my bones damaged to the point where no medicine can replenish them other than their own organization's highly advanced, futuristic medical equipment, which they will not give me access to because I have been scapegoated as the enemy. I don't know how much longer I can do this without pay, without help, without friends, without anything. I am alone every day. No living being calls my phone. other than one who is my downstairs neighbor, and she calls maybe once or twice a week. And she doesn't live here anymore. She moved to another state. The closest person I know that I can call family is an hour away, and they do not come to see me because it takes them an hour to drive here and an hour to drive back, and I'm just too much of an inconvenience. These are my biological family. I do not have any friends or acquaintances. I do not have a car. I do not get paid more than Social Security disability, which is roughly $900 a month. And the rest of the money goes to rent, bills, and whatever other debts they keep putting onto my bank account and my one credit card from Discover, which they have somehow managed to overdraft me $500 when my limit is $200. And including my Spectrum TV service, which was promised to be at a disability rate, I was just charged $342, which I cannot pay. So my internet might be shut off soon. My phone has always been tapped. It goes on and off whenever it wants. My messages get deleted. Other people seem to be getting messages from me that I never sent. Others are pretending to be me to get money from others, while I get left here to starve, decay, and be left to die in isolation. I have asked for help and reached out to people that I thought could help, and they are mostly part of the problem. I do not know what else that I need to do within me internally, because this life experience is looking like it's just a game God is playing with my life. That I seem to be worthless, unloved, unwanted, and a mistake of creation. And if that is what I am, then I accept it. I don't want to be here either. All I've ever wanted was someone to see me, someone to know me, someone to stood up. And instead, they stood on me. They spit on me. They shit on me. They came on me. They came in me and then stole my children from the inside of me. I used to have physical, in another life, bodily features that I do not have anymore because they were genetically removed from me. I had wings. I had a contract and a vow with God to come here to help children. Forgive me for not being able to fulfill my vow. I have spent years attempting to plant seeds of wisdom in mankind so that they could teach their children better, because I was too afraid to get anywhere near any children, anywhere, because of how ugly I feel. I did not want to scare them. So I figured I will help you teach your children instead. And no one has helped me in a way where I would have had any justice shown to me in this life or balance restored. I was yanked from timeline and dimensions of reality and put into this pocket reality, while my other body in that other realm is used as a battery and a fleshlight, because the people watching my body there continuously touch and molest and rape me. These are not things that are just in my mind. These are not things that I've manifested for myself. These are not things I have believed into existence. These are things that have happened, and I have remembered them because they have been shocking experiences that should never have happened. And it has been a trauma loop that has perpetuated since birth and prior to birth through coordinated attempts from multiple organizations to take my life out. And if they have not been able to yet, they harness my life, keeping my YouTube channel, keeping my work, my books, my shops, my the stories I write, copied, observed through hidden cameras, microphones, and then they replicate it externally to make me seem like the liar. I was looking for my husband's soul. I was looking for my child, and they stole them from me. And then I was told to let it all go. I had a doctor's appointment today. The doctor canceled with me. I have spent all day by myself. I spend every day by myself. When I go outside, I am followed everywhere, and people do not maintain 6 feet distance. I have not dated anyone since Corey, which ended in 2016. I have not had intimate relations with anyone since Colin, which was in 2019, I believe. And he was part of the organizations who was a handler sent to me to gather video evidence of things and incriminating videos so that they could use them against me if I ever do get famous or in the public eye. As most of you have seen, there are many images all over the world mocking me, insulting me, and insinuating. Those are all mind control seeds being planted in the collective to hate me. I am not allowed to have any medication. Any marijuana I purchase costs obscene amounts compared to what others get for free or cheaper. I'm not allowed to have a car or an updated driver's license or a state ID. I am not even allowed to move from this apartment because I am not allowed to gain any more money to put down payments for anything. I have attempted to budget. I have worked with my building coordinator to create a budget list, and no matter what I do, the moment I get on track, they alter my bank accounts and my credit card information through their computers, and they knock me into the negatives. Or they tamper with my credit score so that I am not trusted by the governments. And the organizations that do this are the organizations that were supposed to be working with me to help people because they were organizations that were put into positions of organization by beings of higher level frequency. The contracts were not upheld. I was not supported. I was not assisted. My country was stolen from me. My lineage was wiped out. My memories taken. My body altered. My hair is supposed to be white. My eyes are supposed to be purple and green. I'm supposed to have a womb, a uterus, a vagina, and a penis. I am a hermaphrodite, made in the image and likeness of God. They altered everything through machines and equipment, one of which is known as Alice. All life is cosmic energy. They use Alice to view different dimensionalities and probabilities like an oracle, and they tamper with time. That gift was given to them so that they could see when I'm coming, so they could help me. Instead, they used it to control me so they can control the earth. All I've ever wanted was my own space and to feel safe, to have a home of my own, a garden where I get to sit and have coffee in my own flower field. See, it just rang, but it's notifications from 5 minutes ago and an hour ago. More proof of tampering with my life. One of the reasons I'm making this video is because tomorrow I have a transport vehicle coming to take me to a dentist, and I'm not certain I'm going to make it there. So, in the case of the worst, my will and testament, should this be it, is that everything I have be left to my niece, Jasmine Arsenos. Other than that, I have $9 in my bank account. I have enough food to get me through December. And I only have enough marijuana for the next day. I do not have any pain medication. I do not have any antibiotics. And I'm not certain I'll actually make it to my appointment tomorrow because I am in a lot of pain due to the dark magic and ill intentions and directed energy weapons contributed by Astro Queen, Natalie from Alchemy and You, organizations, and many covens who are on YouTube. And I'm going to tell you something. I love you. And I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. The Most High willing, everything will be better. Because at this point, I'm simply just curious as to see where this goes. So if I even have an ounce of energy left, I'm going to keep pushing and living. But just in case. I'm sorry that none of you ever got to know me for me. Because you couldn't see past this. And I'm sorry that I wasn't strong enough to fight them back. Because that would mean I would have to hate them to fight them. And I will not. I'm going to go lay down for a while. I wish you all the very best. More than likely, knowing my luck, I'll be back again tomorrow. Hopefully in better circumstances and less pain. You'd think I could heal myself through this, wouldn't you? But what's the point? What's the point when the world sees me as a monster? I love you. I will always love all of you. Because I refuse to feel hate in me. I simply refuse. So I forgive you. I love you. I'm sorry I wasn't strong enough. And please forgive me for everything they accused me of that you believed to be true. And forgive me for everything I did when I didn't know any better. And forgive yourselves for not seeing that I was your best friend and who I really am. Because they wanted you to see precious instead. Okay. The fifth element signing out. Not certain when I'll be back, but if God has any messages for you, I will share them with you. If not on YouTube, on Instagram, I suppose. There's a lot more I should be telling you, but I'm just too tired. So, see you when I see you. Sorry, I just can't believe all of my life for nothing. For nothing. All this suffering, all these years of faith, all these years of hope. To be treated like I'm the devil. And to have people smile while they make me suffer. And all I ever wanted to do was find my husband and children and go home. What's left of me anymore that he'd even recognize? Have a nice day. Thank you for hearing my story. May it serve you for your highest and greatest good. Everything I said has been the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. As the Holy Spirit is my witness. As the Most High is my Creator. As the I Am presence within me speaks. I have told you the truth.